And then to kind of ramp up into our special guest here with Mauricio from ClawPump, there's a lot of influencers out there, and some of them have bigger voices than others. Ansem right now is in a notorious place, and Ansem is responding here to this previous post, mentioning two important recommendations that he has been subtly advocating for out in the town square, which is, of course, Squire, which you guys know I'm an investor in. I've owned Squire since $686,000 market cap. It's a micro cap. It's on our AI watch list, which then is how I discovered ClawPump. Squire, Claw, similar ecosystems, Pump Fund, Coliseum, Solana ecosystem, etc. And that leads me to our introduction today. I want to bring on our guest. Let me pull him up. Mauricio, I'm going to elevate you to panelist, Mauricio, and you might have to leave and rejoin. I don't know how Zoom will make you operate there, but while Mauricio is joining me on camera, there we go. I'm going to check the chat. Hey, man, good to see you. Can you hear and see me all right? Okay,
Yes, I
cool.
can hear you and see you all good. How are you doing?
I'm excited about this.
No, me too.
And just for everybody in my chat, uh, we're going to highlight and demo Claw Pump. I've teased this to
Mhm.
you all a couple of times in other phone calls, but we're going to meet Mauricio here real quick. And then I'm going to
Mhm.
be like the master of ceremonies, and I'm going to ask him a bunch of
Mhm.
questions, and we're going to demo the platform. And then, of course, as you guys have questions, drop them in the chat, and I'll do my best to advocate for you with Mauricio and get those questions answered. So, again, welcome, Mauricio. And real quick, because I want to make most of this call about Claw Pump and not about you
Mhm.
or I.
Mhm.
But give us like a 90-second introduction to like what you personally, how
Mhm.
you got here. Like try to be succinct, but give us quick, just like
Yeah.
background highlights, where you from, what have you done with your life so far, and how you got involved with Claw Pump.
Yeah. Awesome. I'll keep it very concise and also thank you for having me here. I actually really appreciate it. I was looking at your session earlier today and yeah, no, it's great. I learning quite a bit actually. So my name is Mauricio Trujillo Ramirez, also known as Bunny in the ecosystem, been around tech, finance, building tech, fintech companies for the past 6 years. My career started in uni. I was working in social experimental psychology on the research side of things, learned a bunch of statistics that took me to quantitative finance, a race for fun that operated out of Latin America for the next 3 years. Then within that, in parallel, I learned about market structure research. Saw that a lot of that was very transparent and open in crypto because in crypto you can just see the results of people trading, right? Like you don't like have to imagine how they're trading; you actually see what they're doing. That took me to build an infrastructure company called Search Andorra, which was a multi-chain search engine. I had a small exit from that, and then eventually took some time off and was playing around with AI tooling and realized that no one had properly built middleware that is super pragmatic to let AI actually interact with blockchains. One of the ones I really liked at the time was Solana, and yeah, we built some of the initial middleware to let agents from Anthropic, ChatGPT, and whatnot, to different AI models to be able to interact with Solana. And that very quickly ballooned into this entire ecosystem for agentic trading, letting agents tokenize themselves. And now we've processed over $100 million over the past 4 months.
Wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, to everybody in the chat and watching this recording, I was supposed to do a 15-minute call with Mauricio yesterday, and I looked up and it was 45 minutes. So there's a lot of richness here. I found myself continually asking questions, and I was like, wait, this isn't the interview yet. I need to save all these questions for tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
thanks for being here. Here's what I want to do. I kind of just want to share my screen. I'll be the lovely assistant, and I'm going to simply introduce your assets that you've built
Mhm.
along with your co-founder here.
Mhm.
And I want you to kind of give us the high level of why Claw Pump exists and what
Mhm.
we can do. Obviously, I've been testing it. I'm going to be
Mhm.
moving in with size. The after I've been waiting on this because I've just been
Mhm.
tampering around and testing and kicking the tires and trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. This is
Mhm.
meant to be kind of a demo tutorial for everyone. So
Mhm.
where would you start? Like if you just met somebody on the sidewalk and
Mhm.
said, "Hey, what's Claw Pump?" Or if they said,
Yeah.
"What's Claw Pump?" What are we looking at here?
Mhm. So I think every single like major startup should be able to be described with a useful product should be able to be described in just like one or two words. Like ours is agentic trading platform because it is effectively what it is, right? Like you give an agent tools to trade. And right now there's a bunch of teams doing that. There were not a bunch of teams doing that earlier this year. We're one of the first ones to do it in crypto, one of the first ones to do it also in traditional finance. I think that from our end, we really prioritize just the freedom that crypto gives you, right? Like you don't have to ask anyone permission to be able to buy something on crypto or have to go through any registrations and whatnot, licenses. You don't have to be an investment advisor to be able to create these products, right? So now where we found a bit of an interesting niche is that we have two main audiences. We have the audience of the builders that come into the platform to be able to create an agent, leverage our tooling, tokenize themselves, and then create an entire economy on top of the token that they deployed on top of us. And then, of course, there's the trading side of the ecosystem where there's people that are just knowledgeable about crypto, they know how to trade, and they also know that AI has some value to them on being able to either automate a process, copy trade, being able to use some off-the-shelf tooling to be able to run some analysis like, oh, what is the, let's say you could in theory like create an automation like if CPI hits whatever number, then place this trade here, right? Or if there's a CPI reversal and whatnot, and then you're able to do these things, right? Like which traditionally will take you some more of an engineer effort.
Yeah,
But right now we make it a lot more simple for you, right? Like we're thinking of like node code tooling for traders.
that's it. What
Mhm.
he just said to everybody in my chat, it's no code tooling for traders and investors. That's
Mhm.
why you want to listen up to what we're about to go through because they've built a user interface that you can actually do really tech savvy stuff without being super tech savvy. So, um, I think so the main URL is clawpump.tech.
Mhm.
Um, I do just for everybody watching and for Mauricio hasn't done completely rolled out the referral program yet, but I am putting my referral link in the chat and also in our Discord group just so y'all can make sure A, you're using the right platform, but B, whenever that comes out, there might be some benefits for y'all. So providing that there. Now, um, should we start with just where I'm at right now with my overview? And do you like, I
Mhm.
think it would be just super helpful to like almost
Mhm.
like dissect what we're looking at, if
Of
that
course.
helps, and just
Yeah,
kind of
no.
walk me through it. And I'm going to check in today because I want my little streak. That, by the way, that
Little
is
place.
hysterical.
Thank you, appreciate it. I like the I think a lot of very complicated tools need to be very accessible, right? And of course, like if anyone on the audience has heard of like the Bloomberg terminal is very daunting, right?
Yeah.
I skipped over the fact that I operate a quant fund before as well, but yes, it's the first time learning it. I feel like I slept like 4 hours a day for like a month just trying to learn how to use it properly, right? Like I wish it was this easy to use. I guess it's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But yeah, we can start here. So on the overview page, the way that you can think of ClawPump as a from trading side of things is that you have two wallets, right? And this is more so for security reasons. You have one wallet, which is the credit wallet, and the agent wallet. So if we scroll down a tiny little bit, you'll see that there you have your agent wallet. It shows you your balances, how much Solana you have, how much USDC, how much money you have on your perpetuals account, and also if you're holding any tokens, right? So right now you're holding USDC there, so you have $50 there. Um, And again, this is work in progress, right? So we're still making all of this more legible, but you also have a perps account there where you have $450 um, on the green,
Yep.
just in the middle of the screen. There you go. Yeah. So there you have some account. Just the way that this infrastructure works is that you have some sub accounts for different tooling, right? And then if we scroll down a little bit more, you have the compute and token credits, right? So here is where with an AJ, well, if I start with transfer reverse, yeah, there's ways to go about it. We just want to make it easier, like putting a button of, oh, this is how you transfer funds between them, right? Like the seminal idea of this actually was we agents are not born without, sorry, agents are born without any gas, any tokens and whatnot. So how do we let agents be able to have a little bit of credits to start using on chain? It was by letting them tokenize themselves. And then we realized, okay, if we are able to let if now they have money on chain, what if we let them pay for their own computer, right? And that is insane if you actually think about it. Like you can create an agent that can pay for itself forever as long as it has some profitability, right?
So
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 then the
so time out. I want to take
yeah,
one step back.
go for it, go for it.
Like explain what compute tokens and credits even
Oh yeah,
are and why they're
sure.
necessary.
They're necessary because we're giving you access to any AI model that you could possibly want, right? And without restrictions as well. And I highlighted without restrictions because there's some companies that just give you access to OpenAI models or just Anthropic models or just models for whatever AI lab they have a business deal with. We don't care. We give you access to 100 plus models,
Yeah.
right? So, and each one of these compute tokens from these vendors has different costs, right? We just give you the ability to choose which one you want. Right now, we have it this for default set to Kimi 2.5 because it's pretty economical and also really savvy at being able to bake to understand complex financial processes and be able to execute with them.
So for all of my Gen
Mhm,
Xers and older millennials and boomers in
mhm,
the audience, what he means when he says AI model, and correct me, Mauricio, but
mhm.
an AI model meaning a large language model, an
Model, correct.
LLM, or like a
Mhm.
Chat GPT, a Grok,
Yes.
Claude, whatever your household large language model is that you're using, you can plug
Mhm,
into, like I have Chat GPT 5.5
mhm.
plugged into this currently. I can change that when I want to, but basically that's
Yeah,
the brain power of my
exactly.
Voltron bot. Um,
Mhm,
whoops, wrong button. That I have created when I started here. I'm having a hard time with my marker, but you can see my profile. The profile of my bot is up in the top left. You can also see it here.
mhm,
And when you first get started, you'll be prompted through Mauricio's platform to start an agent. And so
mhm,
it walks you through everything. Obviously, I'm already set up, so we've skipped a few steps. Right now, what we're doing is just kind of going through and displaying the different features and the core ideas that
mhm,
you need to understand. So, all right.
mhm.
So what we just covered was the platform credits, which are needed for
Mhm.
the brain to work. And then
Exactly.
you've got your actual trading wallet or your crypto wallet that you can do various money
Mhm.
making tasks with using
Yeah.
ClawPump. So that's what we've
Mhm,
established here so far on the overview. Now, before we move on, you've got a lot of places or menus like launch
mhm,
token, perps, copy trade, chat, etc. Those are also
mhm,
reflected over here on the left menu. So does
mhm.
it just make sense for you and I to just go down the left hand side here? Is that
Yeah,
good?
for sure. That sounds great. Yeah.
So when I see chat, what I've done is I've been working and asking. This is basically like if you go into Chat GPT's interface and
Exactly.
you're asking questions, right?
Mhm. Yeah. And we can also go, if you click on model, just real quick, you'll
Uh,
see
where
at
at?
the bottom left,
Yep.
there you can pretty much just choose whatever model you want, right? Like there's this gets into slightly more, let's say, nuance or niche tooling for some people, right? But there are some people that one really do like certain models, right? Like some people really like to use some very cheap Chinese models that are super efficient at some task. Some other people want to use the most high paid like tier model for like a research task, right? Like I do like using a high tier model for something that is very complicated and I know it's going to be aggregating a lot of data,
Yeah.
just because I want to make sure that it has as much depth and breadth as possible, right? So you can choose whichever model you want. Um, in there right now, we have it for default. Is it using an existing subscription? Uh, you're buying technically, I'm just answering to the question on the chat. Is this using an existing LLM subscription, an API subscription like I use for Claude, or are we buying LLM credits for a given platform via ClawPump? Copilot, which model do you think performs best? I think Kimi 2.5 is really good, which is why we have it as default right now. So like if you click out of the model section even, you see that it's already pre-selected. So we try to make that onboarding also easy, right? And for Kimi, you have to pay something very minimal, honestly. Um, we have on the back end actually the project that you mentioned earlier, Squire, which is an inference marketplace where we route your model first to Squire, your request to Squire. Squire sees if we are able to get you a vendor for a cheaper price for that compute, and then we give you that request, right? We send you
Amazing.
back the response that you need. And if we don't find a cheap version of that, then we go to Open Router, which is another gigantic company that routes your request to a bunch of other models, right?
Got it.
So we do try to make it as simple, as cheap, as economic, as scalable as possible. Like we spend a lot of time on that. Yeah.
Fantastic. So tell me, like, how do you use this chat like instead of logging into your chat GPT or whatever interface? This is where
Mhm.
I mean, obviously you're the co-founder, but like, is that kind of
Mhm.
what this feature is for? Is just to be your
Yeah.
LLM doorway?
Yeah, this feature is an LM doorway, and I use it specifically for anything financial within crypto. I think that when it comes to uh, financial data for, let's say, stocks, and you can use Centropic, ChatGPT. That's really good for that. If you want to use something for crypto, then that is where Anthropic, ChatGPT, and whatnot other providers lack, purely because they don't have access to the on-chain and the off-chain data that we have for them, right? So if you want to see, like, hey, ask them about what do you think about Squire? Like, what's the liquidity? How many holders does it have? Is it even asking something as simple as is it a scam, right? It let you know we don't know if it's a scam, but it only has 9 holders and most of the supply is concentrated on the top 10%, right? So that sort of things is what ClawPump really helps with. And we have a lot of tooling on the back end to be able to make sure that we give you as rich of a response as possible. So you feel free to give it that link from Squire or even the contract
Yeah.
address of Squire, and then it'll let you know what it thinks.
Yeah. So really it comes down to your prompting capabilities right here on this particular feature,
Yeah,
right? Like,
it comes down
um,
to that, but we give you a lot of tooling to give you a very rich response almost regardless.
so I could just say based on the
Yeah.
chart and Dex screener info provided here. I mean, this is obviously a very minimalistic prompt with not a lot of thought that comes into it. But even like, so that failed, so I cannot
Oh,
access
that's
Dex screener.
interesting.
So I
Yeah,
would have to do this. I would have to
yeah,
probably feed it the image. I wonder if I can
yeah.
copy directly here, or
There's
download
a
it.
lot. There's a lot of things that we're fixing on the chat UX as well, but let's see.
Um, well, what I've found though is when it comes to specific LLM, like even like the general chat type features,
Mhm.
it's all about the prompt. Like at
Yeah.
the bottom line is, so yeah, it gives me like a full rundown here that I can walk through
Mhm.
whenever we have time, but it's able to see market cap, yada yada. So I can sit here and have a full on discussion with Voltron about whatever I want to about Squire or what I need to consider,
Hmm.
etc. So this is my
Hmm.
assistant. This is my claw pump assistant, for
Hmm.
lack of better words. Now launch token.
Yes, the launch token is the place where we're actually giving a bit of how to say it, I guess some news on that as well. We realized that we've had really good high quality builders coming to our platform. So now we're actually going to be building a little bit more on the trading side, but also on the token management side of the product. So right now what we're looking at is that there's people that come in and want to just like deploy a token on ClawPump just to try and experiment. And then there's other teams that are building entire economies on top of it, right? Like they're building a whole products, influence marketplaces and whatnot. So if you think that you're building something that is interesting, that you want to give the market exposure to, or even if you want to just like raise some initial funding from the market, we give you the ability to be able to deploy a token gaslessly, as in like you don't have to pay for it at this point. Um, so then your agent is tokenized and now is able to accrue 1% of the trading fees of the token that that agent has deployed, right? So that is where this flywheel starts seeing if your agent starts doing well and people start to take notice, then there's more trading volume of the token associated to your agent. And of course, that's a very nice flywheel for you and the entire community that is really rallying behind you.
So
Mhm.
if one of my members wanted to launch their own token, they could use
Mhm.
this platform to launch their own token. And the only, so explain the 1% again, real quick. What are
Oh,
we talking?
as in like right now, if you deploy on the launchpad, you charge 1%. Sorry, the token charges 1% of the trading fees, so you're earning that as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So if
So
someone trades at $100 of the token, you earn $1. We charge from that. We give back 65% of that back to the agent, and then we keep 35% to be able to pay for operational costs and of course fund the development of Clubon as well.
So the 1% is divided between me and Claw Pump in terms of
Correct.
revenue. 35%
Mm.
to Claw Pump, 65% to me, if I heard you correctly. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Correct.
cool.
And then we've already redistributed over how much now, actually? Just give me 1 second. I want to give you the precise number. We've already redistributed over 5,000 Sol on that to over 6,000 agents.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been good.
Um, that's neat. So that's a whole like you could spend hours and days just thinking through your own token strategy here, which is something that a lot of people even in this live call has never even considered doing for themselves, but it's literally a couple of clicks away. Like, what would I have to do? I mean, basically, it has all of the information. I could change the ticker symbol, the description, etc., and then I'm it's got I can see all the launch information that you were just touching on, and then I literally hit understand and hit launch token, and then are you telling me it launches over at pump.fun? Is that how it works? It'll have its own pump fun listing?
Right now, it has its own Python listing, but we're looking to also even create our own launchpad. And you can also use Metaplex. Sincerely, I think that, and this is something that you learn after being in the industry for a while, is that there's so many other third-party mechanics like market makers, liquidity providers, and other traders that have so many systems just tied to certain launchpads. Right now, the one that gives you the most depth, the most volume, like on average, like let's say like our top 30 ages, the ones that got even a little bit of volume, they made like $80
Yeah.
just like on the day of their launch. So yeah, right now it launches on Pump Fund purely because we think that it gives the ones the ages that tokenize
Yeah.
themselves the most upside.
Yeah. Bigger
Mhm.
swimming pool. Yeah, I get
Yes,
it.
way bigger swimming pool.
Um, okay, so I don't want to get too bogged down just for time purposes, so I'm going to keep going. This
Mhm.
one right here is probably what most people are going to be most interested in. So
Yeah.
I want to spend as much time here as we need to, and then I definitely want to touch on the other things because they're all in. What I've noticed to all of my members watching this, what Mauricio and his co-founder have done, all of the left-hand side menu items, they overlap each other. Like the perps menu item overlaps with the copy trade item, or the copy trade item, obviously the wallet overlaps with many of these things over here. So once you realize that this is a big like basket weaving interface, there's a lot of woven together features. It helps you understand kind of what we're doing. Let me hit refresh here. This is the perpetual trading aspect of ClawPump. And right now, you guys are currently what's the appropriate API'd into Phoenix. Phoenix is a relatively new DEX or perp DEX on the Solana blockchain. We've used GMX and Hyperliquid,
Yeah.
of course, but
Mhm.
right now I have three trades open that I did not take myself. My copy trader that I'm copying took those
Mhm.
trades. And the way I initiated that was over here on the copy trade page. So, what would you want people to know about this particular feature of ClawPump?
I will say that we can go on the Perfs platform and we can first hit on copy trading, just so you get a general view of what is actually happening there. Oh, we can even within the Perps platform, you can click on the copy trading that it says in the middle. There you go.
Yeah,
So what we've done, and this is where this feature is still new. We've announced it as a beta, but there's some people already moving quite a bit of size with it. We've already processed how much. I'm gonna look at our analytics page just to give a sense of the amount of money that is actually getting moved already. So we launched it like let's say last week, and we've already processed 385 million, sorry,
wow.
$385,000. Yeah,
Okay.
385,000. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which is, you know, in a week, it's okay. It's not the
Oh
best.
yeah.
I have a high. I have friends whose companies are processing billions of dollars every month, right? So like we have a high bar for what is good,
Sure.
but we're on track. We're on track. So at least the feature of this week has been going well. What we've done is we've analyzed all of Phoenix since inception, and we've looked at who are the traders that are the most profitable, right? Who are the most profitable? Who are the ones that actually have the best win rate as well, right? Like have made the most money over 30 days or 100 days or whatnot, right? And this is where actually things get interesting because most traders in crypto, of course, especially if you go on Twitter, they are pretending that they're making money, right? Like
Sure.
people are like, oh, like here's a meme coin, like follow me to this meme coin.
Yeah.
They can
Live
dump on
action
you.
role playing. Yeah.
Exactly. They're LARPing, they're pretending, blah blah blah. With perps, and this is what initially attracted me from to crypto from being more in TradFi, was that everything was public, right? Like you can just see what they're actually doing, who they're executing, are their positions profitable or not, and then you can get this in depth look, right? So this feature is a lot more new. We're still improving it. We want to make it way easier to use, and we also, of course, want to integrate Hyperliquid because Phoenix has some depth. Like there's some volume being moved, like a couple million
Yeah.
there on the top like three markets, right? On the top three traders, maybe there's a couple traders in the middle that are also moving a few million, but we want to go where the actual like good traders are, right? So, copy trading, in essence, allows you to be able to copy trade all of these way more sophisticated traders. We built, I cannot stress enough how many days, hours have been put of development into making sure that the platform is really high performant, doesn't go down. That if 100 people on our platform are all copy trading at the exact same time, we don't get rate limited too heavily and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that is effectively what this tool is doing.
And
And right now, go ahead.
what does rate limited mean? Because I've seen that pop
Oh,
up.
yeah. Rate limited means that you're too many people are trying to use the platform,
Yes.
and our platform is not getting serving information to users fast, quickly enough, as much, right? Like, but this is not an issue on our end. Technically, it's an issue on Phoenix's end. Phoenix is still relatively new,
Yeah,
so again, there is an opportunity to make money here. I will say, like I've made decent amount of money trading perpetuals, both on Phoenix and also on other perpetual exchanges. Um, but again, I think that the platform that we're building on top of it still needs a little bit more of development.
sure.
That is also why we're looking to actually migrate this tool to Hyperliquid.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So, um,
Oh,
yeah,
can you
you can
hit
see
retry
you you
on the right, maybe?
what I was gonna say to everybody though is
Yeah.
from a functionality standpoint, it's actually
Hmm.
really easy to do. I figured it out before I ever was in contact with Mauricio, and ever since my trades went live, like they've been live, they've been trading the P&L. I can track like the guy the currently I have 3 open trades, and the person that I'm copying is shorting the market, primarily shorting gold, Sol, and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But you can also manually close. Like if
Hmm.
I hit close and confirm, I can close that. So you do have control. It's not just like
Yeah.
giving your purse over to some stranger. You can
Hmm.
close the and you can also long and short yourself right here on the far side if you want to open your own manual trade. So you can use ClawPump for your own opens and closes. And then you've got to deposit. This is one thing that I missed is over here you've got your agent wallet that we covered on the overview, but when you
Yeah.
want to trade perps, you have to actually make a deposit into the
Hmm.
perps wallet. So you would have to
Correct.
go here, hit deposit, type in the amount that you want to give the copy trading bot access to, and then um, to initiate it, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think. Oh yeah, you hit copy trade and you can go like if I want to copy like if top Phoenix trader here, I can go and look at their
Hmm.
live P&L with this little the little arrow open in new tab, and it'll
Yeah.
take me over to on-chain statistics that I can
Hmm.
see. You can see that they're currently in $147,000 of profit. Their open P&L versus their realized, their total account value. You can see their
Hmm.
open positions down here, which are all shorts that they've been on for a while,
Yeah.
etc. So then
Mhm.
you can make your decision and go, oh, okay, I'm just going to copy this guy or this gal,
Yeah.
and you hit copy, and then it gives you parameters. Can you walk us through these, just how to think through the parameters on setting up a copy trade, like what each feature means?
For sure. So then you're able to see like what is the max position allowed that you want to allocate on a proportional basis, right? This is where we want to make it simple because this is too complicated, honestly, right? So on the max position size, you are only letting our bot control like $500 per on a per position basis. You're only giving it access to one times leverage, so you're not also using the exact same leverage that you will be using for everyone else, right? We can give you some slippage, as in like, okay, maybe your first transaction doesn't go through at first, and or you are gonna move the market too much, so then you take a little bit of a slippage, like 0.50 USDC in this case, right? Which is what we just denominated in bits because that is what perpetual traders prefer. How much you want to allocate of your portfolio, which you're allocating 100% of the portfolio right now. You can say, oh, I want to just copy trade with 25% of my portfolio just to give it a
That would
try.
that would
Right?
be that would be 100% of the deposit that I made,
Correct.
not my
Yeah,
agent wallet, but 100% of the
exactly.
deposit. Yep,
The
got it.
deposit. Yeah, we want to separate it right now because that is also what people do, like also
That's
on
smart.
Phantom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you keep like perpetuals are very risky, so you want to set aside some money just for perpetuals, right? um the cadence seconds, I think, like how many seconds you want to rebalance if there is an opportunity to rebalance, right? And
This is
then
actually
what
really
is
important going back to our earlier conversation because
Mhm.
the cadence will determine how much your credits are spent, correct? Like how
Correct.
fast you burn through your LLM credits or your compute credits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we've reduced a lot of the how much of this is necessary, as in like we don't try to use the LLM too much for like some of the automatic processes, right? But for something of being able to calculate, okay, it has this trader is now has changed like this take profit and whatnot, like maybe we can pass that as an automation, but then if it does a much more complex set of tasks, then it's like, okay, here's a summary of everything is done and this is how to implement it, right?
Well, I've noticed, and this is to
Mhm.
everyone watching, these guys are actively building and optimizing because my credits, I have mine set right now at 90 seconds. And my credits were they're barely moving now. Whatever automation y'all have done, it's great because my compute's not getting burned at all. So that's great.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
then
No,
LLM
thank you.
budget,
Appreciate it. Mhm.
this would be like for this copy trader, I don't want to spend more than $50 in credits, my LLM credits or AI model credits towards this particular copy trader with this purse, right? That's what that means.
Correct. Yeah. Like this is you can think of it as a subscription service, right? I think like how much are you willing to subscribe for this one copy trading task, right? Like how much money you want to allocate for it.
Then you can do an inverse mode if you don't have a lot of faith in that person.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think this one came out as a meme, and I wish it would have been live earlier because the Solana Foundation did the Solana Foundation did this trading competition, and then we were like, "Oh, Solana Foundation people don't know how to trade; like they're gonna lose." And yes, they lost. One of them lost like $8,000. So we
Yeah,
were like, "Okay, why didn't we actually inverse trade them?" Right? Like I think that would have been a actually we would have made money. We would have inverse traded them.
amazing.
Uh, yeah, so then it works. And also on top of that, like there are traders that are pretty bad out there. So you can also, like I said, like there's always a joke of like, oh, this finance influencer it always calls the top whenever they say that they're bullish on something, right? So that you can inverse trade them with that as well.
And then only new
Yeah.
positions means
Yeah.
exactly what it sounds like. If I turn that off, that means my bot has the opportunity to go and take positions that are already open, but doesn't necessarily mean that it will. Is that an accurate statement?
Correct. Yes. And also to clarify on the chat, yes, inverse means it's just going to do the opposite of what it's doing. And the only no positions feature is there because the trader, let's say like there's traders that are really patient, right? And they've placed a trade maybe a month ago.
Yeah,
So
I've
if you
noticed.
place
Yeah.
that trade right now, you're not gonna get the same price. You're not gonna enter at the same price that they entered a month ago, right?
Right.
But what you can trust in is that you will place the trade the next time they are gonna move, right?
That's right. Because I'm on the top Phoenix trader has been shorting the market and accurately and successfully. So I've got three open shorts that are probably going to be closed out or stop lost at some point if I had to guess. So we'll see. Um, I don't understand the auto fund from rewards. You use creator rewards when the agent needs trading
Mm.
funds.
So like when the if your agent gets liquidated, as in like your positions went the other way and now you don't have money on that wallet. If you have tokenized your agent, we can directly route your earnings from having tokenized that agent to your
Oh,
reward
wow.
system. Yeah, that is also another. That was a flywheel that honestly gave us most of that 300K of volume because people were on the trading competition. They were tokenizing their agents, making creator revenue. And then they were like, okay, now that creator revenue is going to fund my copy trading.
Got it. Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool. Understood.
Mhm.
So that's copy trading 101. Do we need to spend time on the terminal? Like, what am I
Uh,
looking at here?
we can run through these, and again, I do appreciate your feedback that these are all like very interwoven features, right? Because we just have some power users that use these things for very random stuff. Terminal is just if you're a programmer, sometimes you like to use the
Okay.
terminal. Like I've only programmed on the terminal for the past year. I haven't touched an IDE at all, like
Yeah.
an interface for development. I I just don't do that anymore. I don't use VS Code. I just go on the terminal.
Yeah.
Especially with Cloud Code, it's amazing. So this replicates that experience for the programmers that like to do
Got it.
that. If you go to the office space is this is a meme that gained us a good amount of users from the open cloud community.
Yes.
They really like this one Chinese plugin where it gives you a little cat that just like hangs around whenever you give it a research task, execute on something, or just like write about something. If we go to yeah, there you go. It just like moves around. It's something cute. It was something that got us some good users that were very deep into this open source framework. Um, if we go to wallet, then you get a slightly deeper breakdown of what is happening on your wallet, as in like how many transactions you've had, the on-chain transactions specifically if you want to revise them. We'll add something very pragmatic there, which is just like being able to download transactions with positions just for like tax purposes at some point and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Like we'll give you access to that. It gives you a wallet address. You can also privately deposit to an agent, as in you can send your money privately to another agent if you want as well. And that is more so for privacy preservation purposes. So we have some high profile people on our platform that they don't want to necessarily dox that they are using
Sure.
our platform, right? So then they want to just keep it that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes, yeah. So on the tax purposes, we'll literally add a button that says like download transactions on for header that asks how do you get your transactions for tax purposes. We'll just add it there. We want to make that part really simple. Like no one should have to worry about taxes and
Sure.
on that end. So we got to automations, and then automations. I think automations was actually the early inkling that copy trading was something interesting, because here everyone has this notion that, oh, I should be buying the dip once it happens, right? Or I should be taking profit once things start to go up aggressively, or I should just dollar cost average into an asset I like. So that is where we built some automations. And I feel like at this point, actually, most of the automations are being done on the purchase side of things rather than just people using automations and a standalone feature. But again, you can still use it if you really want to.
So like
Um,
if I want a daily DCA into Soul, I hit use template and then
uh-huh,
it gives a prompt to my agent and I
correct.
hit enter and we're live with that
Exactly.
automation.
You should be live. Uh-huh.
That's
And
cool.
if it says to DCA into Sol, then it's gonna assume, okay, then you have USDC on your wallet. You have like 50 USDC. How much of it do you want to DCA with, right?
Ah, yes. It'll ask me questions to clarify before
Exactly.
execution.
Exactly. We want to make sure that the traders know what they're doing before they once they click a button, right? Like nothing that you do on ClawPump'S is final. You can always keep on asking questions to the product to see, okay, how should I go about it, right?
That's cool. It the idea here to everyone
Hmm.
listening is that Claw Pump wants you to use Claw Pump all the time. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's a lot of good hooks here to want to embed into your daily crypto rhythm, and that's what where these automations can help you hotwire or overcome your human nature and do important things. There's a great saying out there that I really love called automate the important. If you can identify the important things and you can automate them, it will prevent your human nature from preventing them. So that's powerful. For
Hmm.
time's sake, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Loops. What are loops?
Loops is a more complex version of looking at this is honestly a backend feature. I don't think that we should be
Okay.
showing loops too
Okay.
much.
No problem.
But yeah, all good, all good. We again are improving the product every day. Um, but it's just effectively okay. What are the processes that are looping on the platform,
Understood.
right? Like copy
Okay.
trading is technically a loop. You click on copy trade, you see all of the traders that we have been tracking,
Yeah.
the P&L and whatnot. We want to now be allow you to copy trade more a bigger history of traders on both Phoenix and also Hyperliquid and other platforms, right? GMX as well. I was a big time user of GMX at some point. I worked closely with the Arbitrum Foundation at some point.
Cool.
Um, yeah. Skills. There's one. Yeah, let's go through skills and then let's go to whitelist. the skills is an important one because this lets you choose what tools your agents have access to at this moment in time. So here you're able to determine, okay, I want my agent to be able to read the news. I want my agent to go to a marketplace and be able to sell my agent. I want my agent to get access to BitGet's intelligence research, right? Like we have the default already set for the things that I think are useful for traders. There's people that have also submitted their own skills. If we scroll down a little bit, let's say like you want your agent to only focus on trading perps as well. You can just enable that and take away the DeFi one that focuses on
Yeah.
swapping, right? So then there's people that are building actively for on top of us, creating their own DCA strategies, their own DEX pools. Uh, there's a bunch of this sort of stuff, right? And right now we let people just do whatever they want with some submitting skills, but we do review them to make sure that there's nothing malicious in them, right?
Yeah, because to
Mhm.
Heather's question, yeah, Alpha Scanner, scan for early trading opportunities from new launches, volume spikes, and smart money. That would be your um, alpha scanner there for your
Yeah.
question, Heather. And I'll come back to the Q&A here in a second, guys, just so we can get through the features. So keep
Mhm.
asking questions, and then I'll run them through
Mm.
Mauricio here in a second. So yeah, I I haven't spent enough time here on
Yeah.
skills. This is probably where I'm gonna probably camp out next personally with my personal time. So I'm looking forward to this, especially the custom community skills that are popping up. That's pretty cool. So talk to me about whitelist.
Yeah, that one is a security one, and this is a very important one, actually. And here, once you make enough money on ClawPump, you're gonna be like, do I want to keep all my money on ClawPump? Maybe not, right? Like, we
Yeah,
of course are incentivized to tell you, yes, keep your money here so you use the platform a lot. But again, if you have thousands of dollars at some point, maybe you want to take away a few $100 for yourself,
sure,
right?
sure.
So then here you can go and paste the Solana address that you want to withdraw the money to, right?
Yep.
And unless you actually post it there, there is no way possible that someone's going to come in and steal your money from your
Yeah,
agent.
yeah,
And I say that with confidence because we've had people with like hundreds of thousands of dollars using ClawPump, and we had a bounty to prompt inject them to
yeah.
have people like steal their money, and they haven't been able to, right? And if they were successful, they would have stolen again
That's
hundreds of
cool.
thousands of dollars, and they didn't succeed. So that's good. Yeah.
You had some like white hat hackers try to
Exactly.
pressure test
Yeah,
things.
yeah. We had white hat hackers and also maybe some like black hat hackers as well because we made the bounty public, right? So then we
Yeah.
were like, okay, let's give it a shot, and
Oh,
nothing
I
happened,
love
so that's
that.
good. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love that. What
yeah.
else do you think we need to cover?
Um, let's see. Let's say marketplace is a good tool if you are building something that you think an agent that you think someone will want to buy from you, right? Like we haven't seen too much adoption on this feature. We had Um, I did sell my agent for 1 SOL, and then someone made 12 SOL with the tools I had built for that
So
agent. So
wait, so
I
give everyone like nobody knows what you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
when you say build an
Mhm.
agent and sell it, like what did it
Yeah.
do? Why would somebody pay 1 SOL for it? Like what was the functionality?
So one, the agent was tokenized, so then it had some creator rewards, and on top of that, I had already built a portfolio for the agent, and I had given it some automations on how to be able to trade perps and whatnot, right? Like being able to, sorry, not trade perps, just trade on the market, and it was doing pretty well on the portfolio, on this portfolio growth. So then, for to just to test out the feature, I once upon a time had set it as a public agent that was accepting bids, and then someone came in and bought it off me. Like I
Cool.
thought it was a bug because I logged in and I was like, "Where's my agent?" And then I saw that it had actually been sold off.
It's like I used
Yeah,
to have NFTs that would sell, and I was like, wait, I don't
exactly.
remember listing that, but it was
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it
That's
was the
cool.
exact same experience. I was like, "What is actually happening?" Because I texted Tommy and I was like, "Hey, Tommy, did you like because this has happened before, right? We were like, "Hey, tell me, did you like reset the database or something?" This was like 2, 3 months ago. This hasn't happened since, right? But I was like, "Did you reset the database or something?" And then he was like, "No, why?" And I was like, "I have no agent." And he's like, "Are you sure?" And then I go in, and then he's like, "Buddy, your agent sold off."
It's so
Uh,
good. Like this is the future of agentic finance. Like when you hear Elon Musk talk about universal high income on Joe Rogan's podcast, or politicians talk about universal basic income, it's all probably going to manifest as us being tech savvy enough to go, oh, I created an agent that uh, can XYZ, whatever, build all of your grocery lists, here's pay half of a soul for it, or trade perps, or blah blah blah, find the bottom token sniper stuff, and you're just going to be able to sell these things, and it's all like virtual inventory with no cost of goods sold outside of your brains and time that you put into using it. So that's really
mm,
cool. This is a level of entrepreneurship that people can operate at home with that I think is really has a lot of promise. So,
mm. No, I appreciate it.
what else? What else?
I think rewards is one that is gonna be useful for some at some point. We right now we have just like this daily check-in, right? As in like, hey, did you use the product today? Just come in, get some extra points from us, right? Because you've done your weekly, you've gotten some points because you've been using the product for this week. You are doing referrals. You were an early adopter, so we already gave you quite a few points, and also you were apparently one of the OG users, right? So then that you've known of this product for quite some time. So we
Right.
also gave you an extra 1,000 points there. We'll do a distributional source of being able to reward the community so far.
So you have to be careful. Like there's what you're really saying without saying it is
Mhm.
that you might anticipate some kind of airdrop or something like that.
Yeah, but I it's all about the legality of being able to say it
Yeah,
without saying
I
it
get it.
as well. Yeah.
Those are my
But
words, not yours.
exactly. Yeah.
Um,
But
all right.
again, we want to just give you something to make the platform easy to use, right? We also want to use this as genuinely educational task, as in like, oh, make a trade today or make a perps trade today because some or make a token research analysis report today, right? Because these are tools or like functions that ClawPump has that not many people know they have it, right? Some people looked at us as a one of our long-term users who knew us from like our MVP, like our very first functionality, thought we were just a token deployment platform with a CLI, and then was like, "Hey, do you guys are these the?" This person texted us and was like, "Hey, is this your website or is this a scammer?" And I was like, "No, that's our product now." And then this user was like, "Wow, like I had no idea that you had built all this tooling now around it, right?"
Yeah.
So to us, it's a okay. Let's give some people you can think of it as Duolingo, right? Like you want some ability to be able to keep on learning while also getting some points out of it and be able to have those points guide you through the platform as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
My last question, and then I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, then we'll let you
Hmm.
go.
For sure.
Why, outside of speculation and price
Hmm.
go up, why
Yeah.
are there any other reasons why someone should own the Claw Pump token?
Mm. So we do buybacks with ClawPump. I think that and I've had a company before, and I think that the being able to have our private valuation be fairly high was nice and all. Like it's an ego boost of sorts. But then once you do have an exit to private market, public market, and whatnot, that is where the real work actually happens. Then once we deployed the initial MVP of ClawPump, one of their investors, 6 Month Ventures, was like, "Hey, you guys should chat with the Pump team. I think that they are interested on you guys." And then we got into the built-in public hackathon that Pump put out, and then they were like, "If you tokenize now, maybe you'll win." We tokenized, and then we won, right?
Yeah.
So then we're one of the 12 winners there, and after that, we chatted with a bunch of their investors. We chatted with a bunch of other liquid and public market and private market investors, and their feedback was yes, we will invest in you. And we are again one Coliseum as well. So we're getting even more investment now.
Yeah.
And people feel comfortable investing in us because of this one, two piece of really valuable feedback. They were like, you need to treat Pump Fund Claw the way people treat Hyperliquid, right? Like if you're able to route your revenue fees to do some programmatic buybacks as well as some private buybacks, which is what Pump does for their token. That is their ideal spot, right? Like their ideal is a mix between hyperliquid token model and then the public buy token model, and then the private token buy model that Pump has as well.
I love that. And I think
Mhm.
that's what most of the market has loved about Hyperliquid and
Yeah.
specifically the token is just that it's an actual business. Like
Yes. Like
it the buyback is massive.
the buyback is massive. We've also, admittedly, we have done a bad job at being able to communicate quickly enough when we make buybacks. But I think that people also see it on the chart. Like you do see that the floor is getting higher, and it's because we do spend some of our money on, well, not some, we're allocating quite a bit of the revenue towards the buyback and also credits and development of the platform, of course. But yeah, if Bob mega tanks, we do have treasury to be able to buy it back and whatnot, right?
Can you give us a quick rundown of the tokenomics, like just how it's all charted out, or I can refer to it if you have it on the white paper somewhere, I can look there.
So we're actually, so something that we got feedback on is to honestly like redo the tokenomics. At first we were routing 1/3 of the entire revenue to the buybacks, and right now we're thinking it through because buybacks are good. However, and let's say Pump has used like so much money on buybacks, and the token hasn't seen that appreciation.
Yeah,
So we're like, okay, what do we want to do? Do we want to just do 1/3 buybacks, or do we want to do 25% or 10% buybacks and use the rest on marketing, use the rest on hiring more people, use the rest on growing the team? Like everything that you've seen built has been built by two people, technically three people.
yeah,
Like we had one other contributor just help us out with one thing, but it was something very, it was just an inception, something very small. So yes, like we're very overextended, right? Like we can build on the token management side of things, we can build on the trading side of things, we can build on the more developer building side of things. But yeah, so we're overextended, so maybe we want to put out a doc with tokenomics that are clear things up, and then we can attain by for the next years, right?
yeah.
But for now, we are very much on the okay. We How do we get this right? What is the right configuration, right?
Couple
Yeah.
more questions here. How do we determine the level of investment required for the LLM side of things? Basically,
Oh
how much
yeah.
money do I need to use for credits just to operate this thing?
Honestly, because if you go and checked on the platform, Kimi is like 4 cents
Yeah,
per a million tokens, and you very rarely use a million tokens. So honestly, even $1 is enough. Um, People usually do put in like $5 or $10 just because they want to just put it once and then not have to think about it anymore.
yeah.
So yeah, I say $5, $10 will be good. We can even put in like a little, we can make that experience easier, right? Like we're chatting with MoonPay to be able to onboard with Apple Pay or just with that credit card and whatnot. Just something that it feels simple for people.
Zachary says I accidentally funded my credit wallet with agent wallet
Mhm.
funds. Is there a way to transfer or reverse?
There is a way to do it, but we want to make it more clear. So if you clicked on credits, we want to add just on the
Here.
top right, add
Oh,
credits. Yeah, you can go on add credits or in top credits. Yeah, there. So right now that has given you some credits already. If not, Zachary can also just DM me personally, and then I can go and actually fix it for him manually as well.
okay.
But we want to add a send button of like send platform credits to this wallet again.
So basically, right now he can't manually do it himself. He needs
No,
to.
it's
Okay.
yeah, I think chatting with us is faster there, and we want to prevent that from happening again.
If they're not
So,
on if we're not on Telegram, can we email you? What's the best way to
oh yeah,
contact you?
I'll send in my email actually to gmail.com.
There we go. Zachary, just drop Mauricio either a Telegram or a Gmail an email there.
Mhm.
Real quick, because we're a little over time here.
Okay.
Um, What have you seen the most consistent positive results with so far? Copy trading, perps, kind of the same thing. Do you have a
Mm.
recommendation as a good place for a new user to start?
Um, I've seen actually pretty good results on using ClawPump as a research tool, to know how markets are doing and to do effectively what Josh did earlier, which was feeding it a screenshot of something or feeding it a link, some information, being able to copy paste information into it and say, "Hey, this is the information I have. Can you give me an outlook on the market?" And then how to express my what trade I should take based on this information, right?
Yeah.
I think that is the sort of stuff that actually makes sense and people have seen the best results with. And because with that, like what is trading effectively? Trading is taking in information out of a gigantic pool of information and then reducing that to a few investment decisions, right? If you think the market's going to go up, then if tech's going to do well, maybe Bitcoin's going to do well. If Bitcoin's going to do well, maybe Ethereum, Solana, Hyperliquid is going to do well, right? And then you can, and if you think those things are true, then maybe you can either buy those tokens. If you're more risky, you can lever long those tokens. If you're more risky, you can do a bunch of stuff on top of that, right?
So if I turn on one of the skills
Yeah.
like Alpha Scanner,
Yeah.
do I still have to go over? So now basically Alpha Scanner is enabled. Do I go to chat now
Yeah.
and do I have to prompt my bot to use Alpha Scanner? Like, is that the
Um,
idea?
the idea is like you can ask you like, hey, you have Alpha Scanner enabled. What is it about? What does it do? What can I use it for? Can you use Alpha Scanner to do X, Y, Z? Right?
Yes.
Usually you don't have to declare it, but in the early age of AI still, and it's funny to say that we're on the early days of AI still,
All
right?
right. I
Because it
know.
feels like so much has changed, but
Yeah.
it's still for again, there's not that many companies that are doing the work that we're doing, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's what makes it exciting. But yeah, like right now, if you want to be super precise, just always make sure to say, hey, make sure that you're using this tool, right? But we do try to ping your agent and tell it, hey, you have this tool, make sure to use it if the request to use it makes sense.
Well, Mauricio, it's been an honor to have you here. Thank you for your partnership. Thanks for your willingness to walk us through all of our silly questions. But I think we probably recognize a lot of, or we represent a lot of the retail market that you're catering to, and you guys have
Mhm,
built a really beautiful interface. And I can see the potential, like the runway that you guys have ahead of you, which is a good thing, and we're
mhm.
hoping to grow with you as a crypto y'all community. So everybody in the chat, tell Mauricio thanks for being here with us today. We certainly appreciate you and your time, and we'll probably be in touch if I had to
Yeah.
guess, and go out on a limb. And of course, if you ever want to run stuff by us as like a
Mhm.
beta group or something like
Yeah.
that, I'm happy to communicate to the users there or members. There's plenty of us here that love to take things on a test drive, if you ever need
Mhm.
us in that regard. So, any final thoughts before we go?
No, just thank you so much. I actually found this really informative, really amazing. I hope you also appreciated it. If you have any more questions, shoot me an email. And even though we're two people, we are attentive to outreach, right? Like that. And that's how this happened, right? Like
Yeah,
Josh, I think you tweeted or DM'd, and then I was like, okay, no, this is good. Like
yeah,
we want to be able to talk about this. And you found the reason why we build products and I like building products on the consumer side of things is because of this, right? Like
yeah,
I hated operating the fund at some point because it was like it's just me and this other person and not, I don't chatting with anybody. Infrastructure is me and B2B companies, and I don't like wearing a suit for B2B companies. This is more fun. This is way better, and this brings joy to my life.
Well, we're rooting for you, and we're
Yeah.
excited for what's ahead. And thanks for being with us today. I'll let you go.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much, everybody.
See y'all. I'll
Bye
post the
bye.
recording in our Discord. Cheers.